What is up, guys? Randomonium here with another random normal game. This is a series where I will fill whatever role my team needs me to play, and I'll play a different champion each and every game. So for this game, I'll be playing AD carry. Lucian is one of the only AD carries I haven't played yet for this series, and he's one of my favorite AD carries, so I figure I would try him out for you guys. This was a game that I played a couple days ago, really late at night, so I didn't want to, be talking while I was playing the game and possibly wake somebody up. So I'm using Skin Spotlight's replay. It's a fantastic replay program that allows you to review all of your replays. I use it for every single game that I play. It allows me to watch my replays in my spare time, see what mistakes I made, and hopefully learn from them. So hopefully you guys will learn from my mistakes, and hopefully you'll find this game a little bit educational. But for our team in top lane, we've got Pantheon in top lane. We've got Nocturne in the jungle, Vladimir mid lane. I'll be Lucian AD carry, and I have a Blitzcrank support. And we'll be going up against a Swain in top lane, Shyvana in the jungle, Lulu mid lane, Varus AD carry, and a Lux support. So as far as the matchups are concerned, Pantheon versus Swain. Pantheon is definitely an early game champion. His level 2 and level 3 all-ins are very, very strong. He should have enough damage to be able to burst out the Swain in the early game. However, the longer the laning phase goes on, and the later the game goes on, the Swain will overpower him. The Swain will start getting a lot of sustain at level 6, and there won't be much that the Pantheon will be able to do unless he gets really fed in the early game. So it's really, that lane is dependent upon whether the Pantheon can take advantage of his early game power spikes that he has. As far as the mid lane is concerned, Vladimir versus Lulu. Lulu usually doesn't have that much power in the early game, and neither does Vladimir. He's really kind of more sustain oriented, so I would assume that would be more of a farm lane that wouldn't have many kills resulting unless somebody made a really huge mistake or there was a lot of ganking involved. As far as bot lane is concerned, the Varus Lux versus Lucian Blitzcrank. Varus Lux matchup is definitely a poke lane. You've got the long range poke from Varus's Q, and then you've got Lux's bind and also her slow that she's able to do. So they have a lot of range, much more range than I have with my Lucian. But my Blitzcrank with his pull, that's really where we can kind of equalize things. As you can see, Blitzcrank landed his hook. We got the ignite going. I flashed and I was able to get some autos off and proc Thunderlord's Decree and pick up the first blood. So definitely very good for us. But I wound up taking a lot of damage. So this matchup in bot lane is really going to depend on the Blitzcrank landing his hooks and whether or not I can use my Q to be able to hit the AD carry or the support, like you can see right there. That's the whole game plan with Lucian, is whether you can use your Q on a minion and hit the champion behind. So that's what the technique that you have to practice a lot if you guys want to play Lucian in your games, is practice lining up your piercing light so that you can hit the enemy champions. So I'm backing here. This is not an optimal back timing. I wanted to wait until I had 1300 gold so I could get a BF sword, but I was so low health and I had already burned my flash that it was just too risky for me to stick around. So I wind up backing, and the first item I'm going to go is Essence Reaver, because Lucian is very mana dependent for his abilities. He's basically like an AD caster kind of AD carry. So he requires a lot of mana, and Essence Reaver allows him to keep his mana pool high, regaining mana whenever he crits. So I'm going towards Essence Reaver first item. So I pick up 2 long swords, and then my goal is to hopefully stay in lane until I can get a BF sword at the very least. So you can see I'm kind of playing pretty far back. I know they have a pretty far poke, and they've got the minion advantage right now, so I'm going to kind of just let the wave push. And I'm kind of a little bit worried about the Shyvana. Shyvana starts having pretty good ganks at level 3, level 4 range. So I definitely want to have the lane on my side so I can just focus on landing my piercing light and then just last hitting. And then if Blitzcrank lands a pull, we'll be right under tower, which will really set us up very well to get a kill. So you can see when I land my Q, my piercing light, I try to get the double shot proc on a champion because that'll instantaneously proc my Thunderlord's Decree. That's a bit aggressive by the Blitzcrank, but he's able to draw out the flash. But unfortunately we're not able to get the kill, and then, yep, there's the Shyvana. She shows up, able to pick up the kill on the Blitzcrank. So that was a bit too aggressive. Blitzcrank was just a little bit too low health to be able to execute that play. So now I've got to be very cautious about a regank from the Shyvana. They could probably dive me 3v1 if I get hit with the binding that Lux has. So I'm warding up Tribush because that's the most likely place where the Shyvana is going to come through to try and dive me. And then I'm just going to focus on trying to farm under tower until Blitzcrank gets back into lane. So you can see top lane, looks like Pantheon is snowballing his lane, which is exactly what I was hoping for, taking advantage of that that early game that Pantheon was so well known for. And actually it looks like Lulu and Swain have swapped lanes. It looks like the Swain was not doing very well against the Pantheon, and actually Swain is a pretty good pick into Vladimir. Because Swain has a little bit more damage than Vladimir does, but he still has quite a bit of sustain. Great hook by the Blitzcrank. You can see I unload my combo. So combo with Lucian is using your Q, your piercing light, using your auto attack. Then you can use either your W or your E auto attack, and then use your third ability auto attack, and you can wind up getting, 6 auto attacks off very fast with your passive. However, you can see I use that combo and I'm almost out of mana. He's very mana dependent. So yeah, Shyvana's kind of camping our lane because we did get first blood. That's kind of the downside of getting first blood, is that sometimes you'll get camped because of that. You kind of make the enemy jungler think that you're the person that they need to shut down. So unfortunately, Blitzcrank was fighting over that ward, and you never want to try and fight into a 3v2. You always just want to be careful, play safe. This is a good gank by Nocturne. He's able to draw out the flash, and I'm able to pick up the kill by using my E to dash forward, then hitting the double shot, and then landing my Q and then another double shot. So that's the whole goal with Lucian, is weaving in auto attacks between his abilities to try and maximize his damage and proc Thunderlord's Decree. I used to use Fervor Battle with Lucian just because it allows you to really build up stacks on Fervor Battle really easily. But currently in patch 524, Thunderlord's Decree is a much stronger ability than Fervor Battle on Lucian. So you can see I pick up the BF Sword and I pick up the Caulfield Warhammer so I can get to, closer to picking up my my Essence Reaver. Really, the goal with Lucian is to try and pick up as much AD and crit as possible. He does benefit a little bit from attack speed, but you want to get that burst from the AD. Good job by the Vladimir picking up a kill in mid lane. Looks like the Lux tried to roam. So I'm 2-0 as opposed to the 0-0-2 for Varus, so I feel like I'm pretty strong with him. As you can see, I engage him here. He uses his ultimate, and then I can just respond with my ultimate and kill him pretty easily, as long as I don't miss my ultimate. So I knew that I had the gold advantage, and I knew that even if he used his ultimate, I could trade back with my ultimate, and as long as I was accurate with my ultimate, I should be able to kill him. You can see just that one kill allows us to pretty much drop the tower now that I have enough attack damage. Alright, so now that we've dropped this outer tower, I'm going to be looking to rotate mid to try and kind of snowball the lead. Completed Essence Reaver, and hopefully we can start knocking down the rest of these outer towers. So it looks like red team is posturing around Dragon. They've caught out the Nocturne, but they are able to get the kill. Draw out the flash from the Varus. The Varus is definitely... You're never going to win like a poke battle with a Vladimir. He's just going to out-sustain you always. This is very good by the Blitzcrank to get a ward down here. This will allow us to rotate between mid and bot lane, and possibly catch somebody out if they rotate between those two lanes to try and clear a wave. So that was a good ult by Varus to lock down Blitzcrank and Vladimir, but I was able to use my ultimate to burst out the Swain. When you're using your ultimate with Lucian, you usually want to end your combo with your ultimate, and you want to fire your ultimate down the lane rather than at an angle. And you can still move back and forth while you're firing your ultimate. So that's why you want to put it parallel to the lane rather than at an angle, because you'll probably wind up missing if you put it at an angle. Shyvana uses her ult to get over the wall. I decide to go hyper aggressive and flash over the wall to get her, because I know that I'm pretty fed and that I can probably kill her. But she does almost burst me down, so I've got to back out of this fight. Yeah, that's exactly what you didn't want to do, is pull the Swain towards you. Swain needs to be close in order to deal a lot of his damage. So even though I was low health, I felt like I was pretty safe clearing out that minion wave. You always want to look for ways to kind of maximize your ability to get gold, especially when you're an AD carry. You're just so gold dependent that if you can get a CS, if you can get a jungle camp, you definitely want to take it, unless your jungler is like right there. And this is coming from a jungle main. You know, even though I'm a jungle main, if I'm playing AD carry and my jungler doesn't need the jungle camp, I'm going to take it. So I pick up tier 2 boots because I can pretty much 1v1 anyone in the game right now. The only way that I'm going to get killed is if I get caught out, so I want that extra mobility, I want that extra attack speed. Just to give myself some added survivability. You see the Varus is pretty much immediately backing off as soon as he sees me because he knows that I can solo him. And he's being a lot smarter this time. He's trying to use his poke to get me a bit lower in health before he tries to do an engage. So So I'm really worried about the Shyvana, who's just showed in mid lane. Once I see her, I know I can kind of go aggressive. Varus winds up blowing his ultimate in order to stop me. But I burst him out enough that he's probably going to have to back. That's going to allow us to rotate onto this Shyvana and possibly pick up Dragon. Yeah, smart play by the Swain to back off. There's no way that he's going to stop us from taking this tower. Nocturne's pinging for the Rift Herald. I mean, he probably could go for this, but unfortunately, this Vlad is just really far out of position, and we're getting collapsed upon by the Swain and Shyvana and the Varus. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to escape there. Shyvana's movement speed would have caught up with me, so I decided to just dash forward and at least trade the kill between onto Varus, because I knew that I probably was going to die. This is just a common mistake. You know, I make it all the time, and I know a lot of other people make it. If one of your allies gets caught out like this, don't die trying to save them, right? You're taking a bad situation, you have an ally who's gonna die, and you're making it worse by getting yourself killed as well. So it's kind of like in a horror flick where, you know, the girl goes into the scary house, and you're the dumb guy who follows her into the house and winds up getting hacked to pieces. Don't be that guy. So yeah. Picking up another BF sword. You can go either Infinity Edge or Bloodthirster. I think I'm going to go Infinity Edge just for some added crit so I can get some more mana restoration. And also just, you know, more burst with the 250% for critical strikes. Ooh, just barely missed that one. Yeah. Good use of the ult by Varus. I don't even think he actually needed to flash. He probably could have just walked around. But, yeah. Now at least we know that his flash is down. Perfect grab by the Blitzcrank. Definitely not a smart move by the Shyvana. I just unload my ult on her, able to burst her out, get the double kill. Then we've got Nocturne coming around. Yeah, you can see my burst there. Blitzcrank winds up taking the kill. That could have been a triple kill for me, but unfortunately he took it. That's a very aggressive play, but they're able to pull it off. Actually, now it looks like the... Oh, he actually survived. Good job on him. That was a very risky play, tanking that tower to try and kill it off, and then sticking around to try and kill the Lux. So yeah, I'm 712 now, 123 CS before the 20-minute mark, so that's about 6 CS per minute, which is not bad. So now really what I want to try and do is I want to try and get ward coverage in this blue side jungle, and I really want to try and take down this tower. If I can get a lot of pressure onto this tower, that'll allow us to rotate up and possibly get some pressure on mid. I see they're collapsing on me, so I just dash away. No problem. Yeah, so you can see Varus had to take that route, so I knew that I could use my ultimate in that line, and there was nothing he could do to really kind of avoid it. And then was able to escape even though the Shyvana used her ultimate on me. So yeah, anytime you get like in this type of a tight corridor like this, it's a great time to use your ultimate as Lucian. But that's the surrender vote. Wound up going 8-1 and 4. Definitely a good game for Lucian. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys kind of learned from things that I did wrong or things that I did right. The whole with Lucian, it's really about landing his Q through the minion wave and getting it on the champions. Trying to land your double shot, your passive onto champions, weaving auto attacks in between each of your abilities, and then making sure that you fire your ultimate parallel to the lanes or parallel to choke points, so that you can maneuver and get maximum damage with your ultimate. But anyway, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the content on the channel, please subscribe. If you think there's anything I did wrong or anything that you would have done differently, or if you have a question about Lucian or another champion, please leave a comment. Or if there's any champion in particular you want me to play in the future, I will happily play any champion in the game. But yeah, hope you guys have a great day. This is Random William, signing off.